Harry Kane scored a World Cup penalty. The goalkeeper saved it. Game should have moved on. Instead, Kane walked back up and took the exact same penalty again. This wasn't a redo because the ref felt bad. This was a real rule, and once you understand it, you'll never watch a penalty the same way again. Let's set the scene. England's opening match against Croatia. Early penalty. Harry Kane stepping up. Croatia's goalkeeper, Dominik Livakovic, dives and makes the save. Penalty missed. Croatia should be relieved. NSS Sports. But then VAR steps in. In theory, a save is a save. In practice, there's a rule most fans have never even heard of. Here's where it gets interesting. Under IFAB Law 14, the goalkeeper must keep at least part of 1 foot touching, in line with, or behind the goal line at the exact moment the ball is kicked. Urban pitch. This sounds simple. It isn't. Because we're talking about fractions of a second and fractions of an inch. Television replays showed a tiny gap between Livakovic's right boot and the goal line. He'd stepped forward just a moment too early. Cult kits. You know the type of decision this becomes. Not obvious cheating, not a dramatic foul. Just a few centimeters that technically broke the law. Because the goalkeeper's positioning affected the outcome of the save, the penalty had to be cancelled and retaken entirely. NSS Sports. But then, in theory, that should settle it. In practice, this match had even more layers. Here's where it gets really interesting. Some replays suggest the retake may have actually been triggered by a different issue altogether. Croatia's defender, Josko Gvardiol, stepping into the penalty box before Kane even struck the ball. Premier Football UK. So which one was it? The goalkeeper's feet or the defender's early run? Even commentators covering the match admitted they were later told it may have actually been both offenses combined. Cult kits. That's the kind of moment that makes VAR both incredible and infuriating at the same time.
It catches violations the human eye could never see in real time. But it also opens the door to confusion, debate, and constant rewatching. Kane stepped up for his second attempt. This time, no mistakes. He converted it cleanly, notching his 80th international goal. Urban pitch. So why did Harry Kane really get to retake that penalty? Because somewhere between a goalkeeper's boot and a defender's early step, the smallest of margins decided the outcome of a World Cup match. And that's exactly the kind of detail VAR exists to catch. The question now is whether fans actually want football officiated to the millimeter, or whether some moments are better left to instinct, even if instinct gets it wrong sometimes. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe to Foot Tracks. We're explaining every confusing rule and controversial moment of this World Cup, one video